You are not one body. You are four. And right now, you're operating with only one fully engaged while the other three sit dormant, like engines never turned on. The physical body is the only one you've been taught to acknowledge. You feed it, you rest it, you see it in the mirror and believe that's the totality of what you are. But the ancients knew differently. Every wisdom tradition, from the Vedic system to Egyptian mystery schools to indigenous shamanic practices, spoke of multiple bodies. Not metaphorically, structurally. They understood that the physical is only the densest layer of a multidimensional system. And when you activate all four bodies, when you bring them into coherent function, you stop living as a fraction of your potential and start operating as the complete being you were designed to be. Modern science is beginning to catch up to what mystics have taught for millennia. Quantum physics shows that matter is mostly empty space, held together by invisible forces. Neuroscience reveals that your thoughts generate measurable electromagnetic fields extending beyond your skull. Bioenergetics demonstrates that your body emits light, heat, and frequencies that interact with your environment. You are not a solid object contained within your skin. You are a nested system of energy fields, each vibrating at different frequencies, each serving different functions, and all interconnected in ways you've never been taught to perceive or utilize. The four bodies are structured like concentric spheres, each one encompassing and interpenetrating the one before it. The physical body is the innermost, the most dense, the slowest vibration. Wrapped around it is the energetic body, sometimes called the etheric or vital body. This is where life force flows, where vitality is stored, where the invisible animating current that makes you alive operates. Beyond that is the emotional body, the layer where feelings exist not just as chemical reactions in your brain but as actual energetic patterns that ripple through your field. And surrounding all three is the mental body, the realm of thought, belief, and consciousness itself, operating at the highest frequency of the four. Most people are aware only of the physical. They identify entirely with flesh, bones, and material sensation. And because they're unaware of the other three bodies, those bodies atrophy. Not in the sense that they disappear, but in the sense that they become weak, unresponsive, cluttered. Imagine having four limbs but only using one. The other three would weaken over time, not from absence but from neglect. And that's exactly what happens with the non-physical bodies. They're still there. They're still functioning at a minimal level. But they're not activated. They're not optimized. And because they're not, you experience blockages. Stagnation. A sense that no matter how hard you try, something's off. Something's missing. And here's the critical part. The four bodies are not separate. They're interconnected. What happens in one affects all the others. A trauma stored in the emotional body manifests as tension in the physical body. A limiting belief in the mental body restricts the flow of energy in the energetic body. A toxic diet in the physical body clouds the clarity of the mental body. You cannot compartmentalize. You cannot heal one body while ignoring the others and expect lasting results. True healing, true activation, requires working with all four simultaneously. And that's what most healing modalities miss. They focus on one layer and wonder why the results don't hold. When all four bodies are activated and aligned, something extraordinary happens. You stop feeling fragmented. You stop feeling like you're at war with yourself. Decisions become clear. Energy becomes abundant. Emotions become fluid instead of stuck. And your presence, the way others perceive you, shifts. Because presence is not charisma. It's coherence. It's all four bodies broadcasting the same signal. And when that happens, you become magnetic. Not in a manipulative way, but in an authentic way. People feel it. Opportunities find you. Synchronicities multiply. Not because the universe suddenly favors you, but because you're finally operating as the full system you were always meant to be. But activation doesn't happen by accident. It requires awareness. It requires practice. And it requires understanding what each body does, how it functions, and how to bring it online. Because the default state for most people is unconscious operation. The bodies function just enough to keep you alive, but they're not thriving. They're surviving. And survival is not the same as living. Survival is maintenance. Living is creation. And creation requires all four bodies working in harmony. So if you felt stuck, if you felt like something's blocking you, if you've sensed that you're capable of more but can't access it, the answer isn't outside you. It's in the bodies you've been ignoring. And once you activate them, once you bring them into coherent function, the life you've been trying to force into existence becomes the life you naturally inhabit. The physical body is not the enemy. It's not something to transcend or escape. It's the foundation, the anchor, the vessel through which the other three bodies express themselves in material reality. And when the physical body is neglected, weakened, or abused, the entire system suffers. You can have the most elevated mental clarity, the most refined emotional awareness, and the most vibrant energetic flow. But if the physical body is toxic, exhausted, or diseased, those other layers collapse. The foundation crumbles and everything built on it falls. Most spiritual teachings make the mistake of dismissing the physical. They speak of rising above the body, of detaching from material concerns, as if the physical is a prison to be escaped. But this creates a dangerous split, a denial of one layer in favor of others. And denial always creates shadow. The body will demand attention, one way or another. If you ignore it consciously, it will sabotage you unconsciously. Through illness, through fatigue, through cravings that pull you off course. The body is not optional. It's the ground floor. And you can't build a stable structure if the ground floor is compromised. Activating the physical body begins with simple but profound practices. Not biohacking. Not optimization for the sake of performance metrics, but honoring. The body is not a machine to be tuned for efficiency. It's a living organism with intelligence far older than your conscious mind. And when you treat it with respect, it responds. This means nourishing it with food that comes from the earth, not from laboratories. It means moving it regularly, not just for aesthetics but for circulation, for the flow of lymph, for the release of stagnant energy. It means giving it rest, real rest, not just lying down while scrolling through screens. Breath is the bridge between the physical body and the others. Most people breathe shallowly from the chest, activating the sympathetic nervous system and keeping themselves in a low-grade state of stress. But when you breathe deeply from the belly, you activate the parasympathetic system. You signal to the body that it's safe. And in that safety, healing happens. The physical body relaxes. The energetic body begins to flow. The emotional body releases what it's been holding. And the mental body clears. One deep breath doesn't do this. But a consistent practice of conscious breathing reprograms the entire system. The physical body also holds memory. Not just in the brain, but in the tissues. Trauma gets stored in muscles, in fascia, in the cellular structure itself. This is why someone can have a seemingly random emotional release during a massage or a yoga session. The body is letting go of something it's been gripping. And until that grip is released, the energy can't flow freely. So part of activating the physical body is somatic work. Movement that's not just mechanical but intentional. Stretching that's not just about flexibility but about releasing stored tension. Dance that's not about performance but about allowing the body to express what words cannot. Hydration is another overlooked key. Water is not just H2O. It's a carrier of information. It holds frequency. And when you drink water with intention, when you bless it, When you consciously infuse it with gratitude or clarity, you're not being superstitious. You're working with the structure of water, which responds to vibration. Studies on water crystals have shown this. Water exposed to loving words forms symmetrical, beautiful patterns. Water exposed to hateful words forms chaotic, distorted patterns. And your body is over 60% water. If that water is carrying the frequency of stress, of anger, of fear, your entire system reflects that. But when you consciously shift the frequency of the water you drink, you begin to shift the frequency of your entire physical body. Sleep is also non-negotiable. Not because rest is passive, but because sleep is when the body regenerates, when the brain detoxifies, when the subconscious processes what the conscious mind couldn't. And when you chronically deprive yourself of sleep, you're not just tired. You're fragmenting. The physical body weakens. The energetic body depletes. The emotional body becomes reactive. The mental body loses clarity. Sleep is not laziness. It's integration. And without it, the four bodies can't synchronize. Finally, the physical body requires boundaries. Not just emotional boundaries, but physical ones. Who and what you allow into your space matters. If you're constantly in environments that feel hostile, draining, or chaotic, your physical body absorbs that. It tenses. It braces. It operates in defense mode. But when you create environments that feel safe, clean, and supportive, the body relaxes, it opens, and in that openness, the other bodies can activate more easily. The physical body is the foundation. And you can't skip the foundation, you must honor it, care for it, work with it, and when you do, it becomes not a limitation but a powerful ally in the activation of the other three. The energetic body is invisible to most, but it's not imaginary. It's the layer where life force circulates, where vitality lives, where the invisible power that animates your physical form operates. In Chinese medicine, it's called qi. In Sanskrit, it's prana. In Hawaiian tradition, it's mana. Different names, same principle. There is a current running through you that is not blood, not nerves, not breath, but something subtler. And when that current flows freely, you feel alive. When it's blocked, you feel depleted, dull, stuck. Most people have never been taught to perceive their energetic body. They've been told it doesn't exist. That energy is just a metaphor. But anyone who has walked into a room and immediately felt the tension, or stood next to someone and felt drained, or been in the presence of someone and felt uplifted, has experienced the energetic body. You felt their field interacting with yours. And that interaction is not psychological projection. It's energetic resonance. Fields overlapping. Frequencies either harmonizing or clashing. The energetic body has structure. It's not a vague cloud. It has channels, often called meridians or nadis, through which energy flows. And it has centers, often called chakras or energy vortices, where energy concentrates and distributes. When these channels are clear and these centers are balanced, energy moves effortlessly. You wake up with vitality. You move through your day without crashing. You feel motivated without needing stimulants. But when the channels are blocked or the centers are imbalanced, energy stagnates. And stagnation manifests as fatigue, brain fog, emotional numbness, or chronic low-level depression that no amount of positive thinking can shift. Activating the energetic body requires practices that move energy intentionally. Yoga is one. Not the westernized version focused on flexibility and Instagram poses, but the traditional practice designed to clear the nadis and awaken the dormant energy at the base of the spine. Qigong is another. Slow, deliberate movements synchronized with breath, designed to circulate qi through the meridians. Tai Chi operates on the same principle. These are not exercises. They're energy work disguised as movement. Breath work, again, plays a central role. But not just any breathing. Pranayama, the yogic science of breath control, uses specific patterns to activate, balance, or calm the energetic body. Alternate nostril breathing balances the left and right channels, creating equilibrium between masculine and feminine energies. Breath of fire generates heat and clears blockages. Box breathing calms the system and strengthens the container that holds the energy. Each pattern has a purpose, and when practiced consistently, these techniques recalibrate the energetic body, clearing pathways that may have been blocked for years. Sound also affects the energetic body. Everything is vibration, and certain sounds, certain frequencies, resonate with specific centers in the energetic body. This is why chanting works, why singing bowls work, why mantras have been used for thousands of years. The sound waves physically move through your field, reorganizing stuck patterns, dissolving blockages, and amplifying the flow. You don't need to believe in it. You just need to expose yourself to it. The body responds to frequency whether your mind agrees or not. Another key to activating the energetic body is grounding. Modern life pulls most people into their heads, into mental overdrive, and disconnects them from the earth. But the earth is a massive energetic field. And when you're in direct contact with it, barefoot on grass, on soil, on sand, you exchange energy. Excess charge drains from your system, and the earth's stabilizing frequency enters. This is not New Age nonsense. Studies on grounding, also called earthing, show measurable reductions in inflammation, improvements in sleep, and shifts in nervous system regulation. The energetic body needs grounding to function optimally. Without it, energy builds up in the upper centers, creating anxiety, overthinking, and disconnection from the body. The energetic body is also affected by what you consume. Not just food, but information, media, conversations, environments. Everything carries a frequency. And when you expose yourself to low-frequency content, fear-based news, toxic relationships, chaotic spaces, your energetic body absorbs that. It becomes contaminated, murky, and you feel it as heaviness, as exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix. So part of activating the energetic body is energetic hygiene. Consciously choosing what you allow into your field. Clearing regularly. Using practices like smudging, salt baths, or simply visualizing light moving through you, washing away what doesn't belong. Finally, the energetic body responds to intention. Where attention goes, energy flows. If you bring awareness to a specific area of your body and breathe into it, energy moves there. If you visualize light filling your chest, energy concentrates there. This is not wishful thinking. It's directing the current. And with practice, you become proficient at it. You can move energy up when you need activation, down when you need grounding, outward when you need to create, inward when you need to restore. The energetic body is not fixed. It's fluid. And once you learn to work with it, you gain access to a resource most people never touch. The emotional body is where most people get stuck. Not because emotions are wrong, but because they've never been taught how to work with them. Emotions are not problems to be solved or states to be escaped. They're information, energy in motion. And when that motion is blocked, when emotions are suppressed, denied, or chronically indulged, the emotional body becomes a storm that never clears. It becomes the background static disrupting every other layer of your being. Understanding the emotional body requires recognizing that emotions are not generated solely by thoughts. They're energetic patterns. Each emotion has a specific frequency, a specific sensation, a specific quality. Joy feels expansive. Fear feels contracting. Anger feels hot and surging. Sadness feels heavy and sinking. These are not metaphors. They're felt experiences in the body. And when you tune into the sensation rather than the story, You begin to work with the emotional body directly instead of through the filter of the mind. Most people don't feel their emotions. They think about them. They analyze them. They justify them or suppress them. But thinking about an emotion is not the same as feeling it. Feeling requires you to drop into the body, to locate where the emotion lives, to stay with the sensation without immediately reaching for a narrative. And when you do this, when you allow yourself to fully feel without attaching meaning, something remarkable happens. The emotion moves. It doesn't stay stuck. It rises, peaks, and subsides like a wave. And in the aftermath, there's space, clarity, relief. The emotional body becomes blocked when emotions are not allowed to complete their cycle. Childhood teaches most people to suppress. Stop crying. Don't be angry. You're too sensitive. And so emotions get pushed down. But they don't disappear. They lodge in the emotional body, creating pockets of unprocessed energy that continue to influence behavior, perception, and decision-making decades later. You're not overreacting to the present moment. You're reacting to the accumulated, unexpressed emotions of the past that the present moment has triggered. Activating the emotional body means learning to feel fully and release completely. This requires creating a safe container, time, space, permission. You cannot do deep emotional work while scrolling social media or surrounded by people. You need solitude. You need to give yourself the space to let whatever's inside come up without judgment. And when it does, you don't analyze it. You don't storytell around it. You simply feel it. You let the body shake if it needs to shake. You let the tears come if they need to come. You let the sounds emerge if they need to emerge. This is not indulgence. This is release. Breath work, once again, is a powerful tool for accessing the emotional body. Techniques like holotropic breathing or rebirthing put the body into a state where suppressed emotions surface. Not gently, often intensely. And when they surface, you finally have the opportunity to release what you've been carrying. This is why people cry during breathwork sessions. Why they laugh. Why they scream. The emotional body is finally being given permission to move the energy it's been holding. And once it moves, it's gone. Not repressed. Not transferred. Gone. Journaling also helps. But not the kind where you write about what happened. The kind where you write what you're feeling, stream of consciousness, without editing. Let the pen move. Let the words spill. Don't worry about grammar or sense. This is not for anyone else. This is for clearing the emotional body. And often, halfway through, you'll write something that surprises you. Something true that you didn't consciously know. That's the emotional body speaking. The emotional body also needs validation. Not from others. From you. You need to stop gaslighting yourself. Stop telling yourself you shouldn't feel what you feel. Every emotion is valid. Not every action born from an emotion is appropriate, but the emotion itself is always valid. And when you stop judging your emotions, when you stop labeling them as good or bad, they lose their power over you. They become information instead of identity. You're not an angry person. You're a person feeling anger. And that distinction creates space. Another aspect of emotional body activation is learning to distinguish between your emotions and others. If you're an empath, if you're sensitive, you've likely spent your life absorbing the emotions of those around you and believing they're yours. But they're not. You're picking up on their field. And if you don't clear regularly, if you don't consciously release what's not yours, you carry an emotional load that doesn't belong to you. Practices like visualization, imagining yourself cutting cords or washing off the day's emotional residue, are not silly. They're energetic hygiene for the emotional body. Finally, the emotional body requires you to feel joy as much as you feel pain. Most people are comfortable with sadness and anger because those are familiar. But joy, especially unearned joy, can feel unsafe. It can feel vulnerable. And so people cap it. They don't allow themselves to feel too good because they're afraid it won't last. But joy is not something to be rationed. It's a frequency. And the more you allow yourself to feel it, the more you train the emotional body to hold higher vibrations. And when the emotional body can hold higher vibrations, lower ones don't stick as easily. They move through faster. And you return to equilibrium more quickly. The emotional body, when activated, becomes fluid, responsive, clear, and from that clarity, life feels less like a battle with your own feelings and more like a dance. The mental body is not your brain. It's not the organ inside your skull. It's the field of consciousness that extends beyond the physical, the layer where thought forms, where beliefs solidify, where the lens through which you perceive reality is constructed. And most people are not aware of their mental body. They're identified with it. They believe they are their thoughts, that the voice in their head is them. But the voice is not you. It's a function of the mental body. And when you identify with it completely, you lose the ability to observe it, to question it, to reprogram it. Activating the mental body begins with creating distance. Observer consciousness. The ability to watch your thoughts without being swept away by them. Meditation is the primary tool for this. Not the kind where you try to empty your mind, which is impossible and frustrating, but the kind where you sit and watch. Thoughts will come. You don't fight them. You simply notice. There's a thought about the past. There's a thought about the future. There's a judgment. There's a worry. And in that noticing, you create a gap, a space between you and the thought. And in that space, you realize you are not the thought. You are the awareness observing the thought. And that realization changes everything. Because once you recognize that you are not your thoughts, you can choose which ones to follow and which ones to ignore. Most people are at the mercy of their mental body. A thought arises and they believe it. A fear appears and they react. But when the mental body is activated, when you're operating as the observer, thoughts lose their automatic authority. They become suggestions, not commands. And you can evaluate them. Is this thought true? Is it useful? Does it align with who I want to be? And if the answer is no, you can release it. Not suppress it. Release it. Let it pass like a cloud across the sky. The mental body is also where beliefs are stored. And beliefs are not neutral. They're filters. They determine what you perceive and what you miss. If you believe people are untrustworthy, you'll see evidence everywhere. If you believe life is hard, it will be. Not because reality is fixed, but because your mental body is selecting data that confirms the belief and ignoring data that contradicts it. This is confirmation bias, but it's not just psychological. It's energetic. Your mental body is tuned to a specific frequency, and it attracts experiences that match that frequency. Reprogramming the mental body requires identifying limiting beliefs and consciously replacing them. This is not about positive thinking. It's about truth. Many beliefs you carry are not yours. They were inherited. From parents, from culture, from religion, from trauma, and they're running in the background like outdated software, creating glitches, crashes, and inefficiencies. But when you bring them into awareness, when you examine them and realize they're not serving you, you can install new ones. Not by force, but by repetition, by emotional resonance, by proving to the subconscious that the new belief is valid. The mental body also responds to language. Words are not just communication. They're spells. This is why it's called spelling. Every word you speak, especially about yourself, is programming your mental body. I'm not good at this. I always fail. I can't. These are not observations. They're declarations. And the mental body takes them as instructions. But when you shift your language, when you speak with intention, When you choose words that reflect the reality you're creating instead of the reality you're leaving, the mental body begins to reorganize itself around the new program. Visualization is another tool for activating the mental body. The subconscious doesn't distinguish between vividly imagined experience and actual experience. When you visualize with detail, with emotion, with sensory richness, the mental body processes it as real. And in processing it as real, it begins to align your perception, your decisions, your actions with that reality. This is not fantasy. This is rehearsal. Athletes use it. Performers use it. And anyone seeking to activate their mental body can use it. The mental body also requires clearing. Just as the physical body accumulates toxins, the mental body accumulates thought forms. Repetitive loops, obsessive patterns, mental clutter, and that clutter consumes bandwidth. It slows processing. It creates fog. So practices like journaling, like meditation, like spending time in silence, are not luxuries. They're maintenance. They clear the mental body, creating space for clarity, for insight, for new perspectives to emerge. Finally, the mental body must be fed consciously. What you consume mentally matters: books, conversations, media, ideas. If you're feeding your mental body with fear, with conflict, with negativity, that's what it will generate more of. But if you feed it with wisdom, with beauty, with truth, it will generate thoughts aligned with those frequencies. The mental body is not fixed. It's malleable. And you are the one shaping it. Every moment. With every choice about where you place your attention. When all four bodies are activated, when the physical is honored, the energetic is flowing, the emotional is clear, and the mental is aligned, you stop living as a disconnected fragment. You become integrated, whole, and from that wholeness, life is not something you struggle through. It's something you create from. Not effortlessly, but naturally. Because you're finally operating as the complete system you were always meant to be. You're not just physical. You're not just mental. You're the convergence of four bodies, each with its function, each with its intelligence, all working together. And when they do, the impossible becomes possible. Not because the world changed. Because you activated what was always there.